My name is Alexis Mason, and the business I run is Priority One PFT, which is Personal Fitness Training. So personal fitness training is very much one-on-one guidance, either in the privacy of someone's home or oftentimes in a group setting. I've done small group personal training and I primarily focus on people who are compromised. And that could be anything from maybe it's an old ankle injury all the way up to a stroke or a heart attack, hip replacement, the big stuff. There's always a way. I think it's so important just to help people to understand that despite all of the injuries, the rest of you still wants to move. I'm someone that can step in as soon as the doctor says you're able and willing and ready to move. I am someone who can step in 60 years after you had that mild injury and had no idea it was going to end up changing your life. Or that could be a surgery. Sometimes I will come in when people have been living their lives and they find that maybe they've had that heart attack or that stroke. It's changed them. They're 2 or 3 years out maybe, and it's changed them in ways they just weren't anticipating, couldn't have seen coming, and really don't know what to do with. Or a hip replacement, which is so unfortunately common for people, again, for 1,000 reasons under the sun. When we think about the hip replacement, I would have to, ideally, I would either need clearance, of course, from the physician or the physical therapist that they're working with, or I would need them to be clear of that completely. To rewind, going back 70 to 90 years, when my husband and I were, before we were husband and wife, we were living in Massachusetts. And he's from the West, we'd moved out here. I went from the East to the West, found him, we came back, here we were. And in Massachusetts, of course, you look for things to do. We came up here, we were broke, we were young, we were so broke. We came up to Portsmouth and we were like, wow, it's so beautiful here. And then we went to a local bar and we thought, well, while we're here, let's grab a paper and just look. We'll look at jobs, we'll look at rent, and we'll grab a beer. And I think we paid over $20 for 2 beers. And we were like, wow, okay, that was a little shocking. It's a beautiful place, and don't get me wrong, you know, but it's tourist town, so those things happen. So we thought, gosh, it's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. This is so far outside of our reach. And years go by, and my husband ends up taking a job up here, as a matter of fact, in Portsmouth, by the trade port, and he was commuting. And we thought, well, you know, maybe it's time we actually explore that idea. We look, and we were able to make the move. And like many people, probably like the folks behind the scenes as well, we have lived in Portsmouth, all of the surrounding towns, Kittery, Dover. So you just sort of become a local and absorb yourself here, or let yourself become absorbed. But my gosh, what a place! What a place! This place just has a charm. It has history, and yet we're moving the ball forward. There is growth in it in a way that I hope is sustainable, because it is tough on small towns. It's tough on tourist towns and oceanside towns to grow, and we're on the East Coast. We don't have much space to go, but we've managed, I think, to maintain the integrity very much so of the historic, maintain the historic nature. Of course, there's the beach. There are mountains an hour away. There's Boston an hour away. There's farmland 20 minutes away, and everything you could want is here. There's theater, there's live comedy, there are great restaurants. Again, here we are in this little tiny place, and these names come through that you just wouldn't see, you would not get the chance to see, save driving into Boston. I think we're working hard to, I might say, wring out the towel with this new project with Priority One of creating, really tailoring, boiling down and offering specific exercises. And this is a project that I think is going to get out there again, aiming for the world. So the next step is ideally to reach more people with maybe Alexis doing fewer bicep curls overall. Alexis does a lot of bicep curls in a week, so, which is wonderful. Don't get me wrong, I'll do them all day and you'll never let them see you sweat. But it would be nice to reach out to the world and just connect with so many more people than I could ever have in a space. We have a good following in the UK, so thumbs up to those over the pond if you're having a chance to see this. We have reached as far, if I remember correctly, the most foreign land I might say that I know we've touched would be Saudi Arabia. Being able to receive feedback from around the world is a very unique thing, but that it's relatable. Not only that they're out there and they're watching, but that it goes to show that everyone everywhere is just everyone everywhere. We're not any different. People have the same needs and the same drive and the same restrictions. We're just arms and legs all stuck together. So it's nice to know that this show, our little tiny show here in tiny little Portsmouth, New Hampshire, has managed to create this butterfly effect and is reaching people that had said things like, I didn't think I could do anything until I found your show. We actually received a handwritten letter which came to us from over the pond, and there's just nothing. People don't write letters anymore, and it's wonderful to get any feedback we get, whether that comes through a phone call, an email, whatever we get, we love. But wow, when someone takes the time to put pen to paper, share their thoughts with you, make sure it gets in an envelope, addresses it, and then puts the proper postage on it to get it overseas, is there a greater compliment? So there it is, there they are, reaching all the way across, partway around the world to our tiny little Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where it's a huge compliment. I have discovered YouTube, oh goodness, I'm so sorry, chair aerobic exercises by Alexis Mason called Priority One. Adams Way is a retirement facility, and ages range from 70 plus up to 99, and a number of residents are interested in having chair aerobics class. As we do not have a qualified teacher, I have been watching various chair aerobic classes on TV and find the Alexis Mason's ones are the best. My inquiry, therefore, is to ask if there are DVDs available to purchase, and if so, the cost. I look forward to a response, hopefully in the affirmative. Yours sincerely, Ruth Tanner. Thank you, Ruth. I get letters like that, and I get emails or Facebook posts. Sometimes it's damn it, oops, bleep. So sometimes it's a family member that will write something and say, "You've changed my relatives' lives. You've changed our life." I think of one woman in particular who, her mother came to live with her, or she went to live with her mother. I can't recall what state she's in. And she wrote, and she was sending me pictures of her mother watching the show and doing the exercises. And her mom was near immobile and had a really tough outlook on life at the time, aging a lot faster than I'm sure she and her family wanted. And she found our show. And this is the example. This is what we're looking to do. You can't get to Portsmouth. I can't get to you, but we can meet in the middle, and if I can help you learn how to sit and stand from a chair, then that's invaluable to you and to your family. And I have so many stories like that. Fitness has nothing to do with youth. Absolutely nothing. I wish, being a United States citizen, that I wish that our education system included created a better foundation for children to understand the value of your physical being in a way that relates to your capability, your balance, your future self, the future injuries that will come your way because you're going to step off a curb or you're going to fall. I mean, things are going to happen. You're going to fall off a bike. Things are going to happen. Life is going to try and get in its own way. There's always a way. There is always a way. If you enjoy our show, then you know our guests are just regular people. They're not here because they want to go put a bathing suit on. They're not here because they want to be seen doing, great push-ups in the gym. They want to be comfortable sitting and standing. They don't want to have to get rid of their throw rugs. They don't want to have to remove things from the top shelf. They want to be able to move about their lives freely without fear. And maybe that's not, maybe we can't eliminate all fears, but we can absolutely minimize anxiety and improve the confidence in your capability. So when I say it's about, when we talk about fitness, I would love for my entire industry, for everyone, for the education system to really speak about, for lack of a better phrase, fitness as capability. Because I move left, I move right, I move up, I move down, I move back and forth, and I want to be able to do all of those things without a second thought. And I can't say that we can necessarily get everyone to that point, but if you stick with me, you'll be better in 6 months than you are today. Come along for the ride. You make me think of one of the shows I love to watch, Hot Ones, where Sean goes, this camera, tell everyone what you have going on in your life. Well, I think I'm fairly easy to find. You can find me on my website. That's an easy one. You can email me through the website, and that's priority1, all one word, .us. Not .com, I couldn't get that one. Somebody out there has that one. So if you have that one, I'd love to chat with you. But I am priority1.us, and email is Alexis at, guess what? priority1.us. It's not impossible. Please don't let what seem to be limitations, long-term limitations, pain, inability to do the things you maybe once were able to do, whether that was yesterday or last year or 40 years ago. It's not impossible. I know there's the old saying, where there's a will, there's a way. I have had clients who have worked through bed exercises. So there's a way. There is a way. And if I can't be there with you, maybe I can guide you. You're always welcome to send questions. I'm happy to chat. I'm happy to email back and forth. If I can give you guidance, I will. So reach out. Or if you just watch the show and everything's essentially hunky-dory and you like the music and you like our guests, tell me. I'd love to hear that. Please send me an email. We love, as you can see, we love letters, and maybe your letter will be the one that makes me cry next time. So please keep in touch.